Please welcome to the stage our next presenter, Eva Mo.
Hi everyone. So during the pandemic, many of us started working remotely. I was one of them. I did a 6 month remote internship. At first, it felt great. I could wake up later. I could choose where work happens. I felt like I had more control over my time. But after a while, something started to feel off. My time became fragmented. Work has no longer in one block. It was scattered across the day. That's when I started to realize maybe this isn't just about time management. Because even if I tried to organize my time, I still couldn't clearly separate work from the rest of my day. My name is Eva Mo, and this is my thesis, Between Presence and Production, Boundary Collapse in Remote Work. So what happens when boundaries are no longer clear? From my interviews, I realized I wasn't alone. Almost everyone faced the same struggle. As you can see, work has leaked into every corner of our lives. We are forced to switch constantly between different modes, but we never feel like we've truly arrived in either one. It's no longer about where we sit, it's about the disappearing line between living and working. So I asked myself, what actually creates a boundary? In a traditional office, boundaries are built into the environment. You went to an office, you worked, and when you left, it was over. But in remote work, those structures disappear. Work happens in the same space as life. I realized that boundaries aren't just about willpower. To fix this, I looked into the theory behind them. I found that a true boundary is a support system, not just a personal choice. Sue Clark introduced the work-family border theory, arguing that our lives are divided into different domains. And the stability of these domains rely on three fundamental pillars: physical space, time spans, and psychological roles. But in remote work, those pillars collapse. The boundary is no longer a wall, it is leaking everywhere. This leads to a heavy price, the attention tax. Research shows that after just one interruption, it takes 23 minutes to regain focus. When work and life bleed together, we aren't just busy, we're mentally exhausted. We might be at work all day, but we never truly enter deep work. We are everywhere, yet nowhere. So as a designer, how can we rebuild these collapsed boundaries? If the external structure have disappeared, we must design new ones. To truly understand how boundaries dissolve, I didn't just observe, I experimented. I did an experience called Without a Signal. I invited participants into a controlled workspace for 30 minutes, but I didn't tell them that the environment was designed to distract them. As they worked, I introduced 3 subtle shapes to dissolve their boundaries. First, I added small personal items, blurring the professional roles. Second, I surrounded them with household distractions, merging work and domestic space. Third, I manipulate lighting, temperature, and background noise to remove any sense of focus. By the end, the space made it impossible to stop. The result was clear. Participants kept working, but they couldn't tell when work ended. This proved my point. Boundaries don't just disappear. They must be actively built through signals. Based on this insight, I developed a framework to reconstruct boundaries through 3 dimensions: time, space, and physicality. The first dimension is time. My research showed that remote work often feels like an endless flow, so work just keeps going by default. In rhythm is not a typical productivity tool. It is a rhythm maker. It replaces the endless flow with clear signals that help you start and finish your day. To start work, I replace a simple click with a sliding gesture. This movement is a signal I'm crossing the line now. Once active, your phone turns into a virtual workspace. It is a virtual wall that keeps you in work mode. And the hardest part of remote work isn't starting, it's stopping. In rhythm, use a vibration and a mask code to give you a sensory push when it's time for a break. At the end of the day, the virtual workspace completely disappears. This virtual change is the final signal that work is over. To help user keep this habit, I designed a simple point system. After completing a full day of work, you earn points to unlock new styles for your virtual workspace. This encourages people to maintain their rhythm every day. Ultimately, in rhythm is about reclaiming the mental border of work. It turns an endless flow into the series of intentional moments, ensuring that production never comes at the cost of personal peace. And the second dimension is space. We know that leaving the house is the best way to create a physical boundary. So why do so many people stay trapped at home? My research shows that over 60% of remote workers stay indoors because of uncertainty. It is the exploration cost. They don't know if the cafe is work-friendly or if they will be asked to leave after an hour. This anxiety makes home the only safe but suffocating choice. To remove this friction, I designed Urban Desk. As you can see from the interface, the focus isn't just on finding a place, but on information clarity. The map allows users to filter location, specifically by their work need, such as quiet zones or long-stay-friendly spot. Once a user selects a place, they see a structured breakdown of what really matters: the stability of Wi-Fi, the exact noise level, and even the power outlet availability. We turn a random cafe into a predictable workspace. But Urban Desk is more than just an app. It is a service system. We partner with cafes to provide a certification label. This acts as a social contract. It tells the user, you are welcome here and the rules are clear. This solves the two-sided pinpoint. User get a stable environment without the social anxiety, and small cafe get steady customers during their quiet hours. For a long time, home was the only safe choice for remote workers. Urban Desk breaks that wall. It gives people the confidence to step out of their front door, knowing exactly where they are going and how they will work. And the third dimension is physicality. Today, leaving work is a mental struggle. We are forcing our willpower to do what a physical room used to do. Existing solutions demand too much effort. You either have to clean your entire desk to transform the space, or you just live with a mess. So I designed Dura to solve this through a simple two-layer structure. It defines two distinct modes for the same space. The lower layer is for work, the upper surface is for life. The key is that you never have to tidy up. Your work items stay exactly where they are, simply hidden beneath the surface. And let's see how the transition works. And to make this motion possible, I moved from concept to the workshop. I built the prototype by hand, using 3D printing and manual assembly to ensure the mechanics were as smooth as they appeared in the video. Within this structure, I also integrated several minimal features: a built-in light for focus, a ledge for books, and discrete cable management. By developing this as a modular system, I've ensured the desk is straightforward to assemble and ready for everyday production. In the end, the simple movement acts as physical switch for the mind. By hiding the work tools, we aren't just cleaning a desk. We are deleting the work signal from our vision. So the responsibility of stopping is no longer on you, it is on the desk. Throughout this project, I realized that the collapse of boundary isn't just a spatial problem, it is a human one. As a designer, I've always believed that our role isn't just to create more things, but to create more clarity. Those 4 projects are my attempt to return agency to the individual, to ensure that our tool no longer dictates our lives, but instead help us reclaim the space where work ends and life begins. Lastly, I want to thank everyone for being the true foundation of this journey, especially my parent and friend whose encouragement keeps me going every single day. Thank you.
Amazing. I'm so happy. January is the first time I've had in my own office in about 10 years. So I understand this mix and confusion of space. You said, you talked about cafes and your certification for people working in spaces. That's a really difficult challenge for a lot of cafe owners, restaurant owners, and you've done some research out there in the field. Can you, I know you had to edit a lot of that out of this presentation, but can you talk more about that and how you're going to keep working on that in the future?
Yeah, sure. So that project is called Urban Desk, and actually, when I finished my design, I did some user testing, and the feedback are positive. But there is one feedback I got from a cafe owner. He really inspired me. He said, "I love my regulars, but I hate the laptop screen in the morning." He said, "Too much laptops, blue screen makes his cafe feel like a library, and it is too cold." So I think my next step is to create and design a where and when rules, and to build a zone and time spot for them.
That's interesting. So it's like a color temperature issue in the space. The light changes the space.
Yeah,
And probably less blue light in the morning would be good for people also.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So it's like a physical intervention, or what kind of rules are you going to institute?
Well, we'll see. I will do more research to looking for that.
And you have some partners you can work with, these people you've been researching with?
Yeah, I have some cafe owners. They really support me.
That's great. That's exciting work. That could probably make a big difference in remote work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Thank
It's
you.
fascinating. Thanks, Eva.